from Nebraska's trusted news source. This is Channel 8 News at 4:30.
Now at 4:30, incorporating AI, how educators at UNL are tackling a growing problem of artificial intelligence in the classroom. Plus, suspicious surveillance, what federal officials say a man was trying to accomplish against the president, and why it raises concerns about Trump's safety. And safety stalled, the fate of two critical bills on Capitol Hill to protect children online. Find out which one died on the floor today and why. But first, as we prepare to get back to school, AI is planting its roots in all sectors of modern life, including education. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Emma Norwood. Artificial intelligence is becoming an integral part of education. A new Axios report showing that most college students are using the tool in their schoolwork. We wanted to know what that looks like right here in Lincoln and how UNL is tackling the new reality.
Good afternoon, I'm Skylar Sears. Coming up tonight at 5 and 6, a new study shows more college students are using AI in their coursework, and they see it as an important job skill. I spoke with Adrian Wisnicki, co-director of University of Nebraska's Artificial Intelligence Institute, about what that means for students and instructors. Hear more about what he had to say tonight at 5 and 6.
Well, a pretty wet and gloomy day across the capital city. Channel 8 team member capturing this dash camera video this morning. That's around North 9th Street. You can see the heavy rain pounding down on the windshield and the roads looking a little wet and slippery. Will the sun be coming out tomorrow to change that up? Let's turn to Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins for the answer. All right, well, we'll come back to you later, Rusty. Thank you. And we're going to turn over to a live look at the roads here in the capital city. This is 48th Street and Cornhusker Highway. This part of town is quite prone to floods after prolonged rains like today. But right now, everything seems pretty normal with some traffic flowing smoothly in the area. Everybody getting through that light pretty well. We'll check back in just a few minutes. And we're going to turn it back over to Rusty. Rusty, you get that mic on?
We didn't do a mic check. So I didn't turn it on. We didn't do a mic check. Voila, no mic. So anyway, rainfall totals. So it's my fault I didn't turn it on. Over ½ an inch in Lincoln, almost 3 inches in Omaha. Their total leading up to, there was, I'll have to look at the numbers, but this is more rain they've had in a really long time, but it was from Omaha all the way east, and this is exactly where storms were expected to set up. So well done on those weather models, and they've been doing really well the last couple of storms. Temperatures, look at this, we're in the 70s and 60s. There's only one place in the 80s, and that's in Shatter, and everybody else a fall feel. I mean, early fall, but still middle 70s. That is really nice. 70 in Beatrice, 69 in Hebron, and middle 70s for the Tri-Cities towards York and Aurora. Dew point's a little high, 60s to around 70. Still some lingering showers and storms. Just keep reforming. Backwards and backwards they go. So Gage County east, some heavier rain. So we'll talk more about the rain chances, if there's any more storm chances, and I'll make sure my mic's on in a few minutes.
All right, thanks so much, Rusty. And the rain today impacting the Sandhills Global Event Center in Lincoln tonight. The center announcing that they're canceling their truck and tractor pull event, which was supposed to happen this afternoon. They say the rain proved to be too much for the pool. It's one of the popular shows at the Lancaster County Super Fair, and they say it'll only happen again during the next fair. They're hoping for better weather next year. New at 4:30, the Lancaster County Sheriff's Office stopping a drunk driver who was 3 times over the limit. The Sheriff's Office sharing this photo today. It shows the breathalyzer results at 0.24. Deputies pulled the driver over early yesterday morning. They say drinking and driving doesn't keep business hours, but driving under the influence puts everyone on the road at risk. And over to some new developments. Federal authorities arresting a person they say was surveilling President Trump's security in Southern California. ABC's Jacqueline Lee has more on what investigators have found.
The search for a motive continues after a man was arrested for allegedly surveilling President Trump's security and was allegedly armed with firearms and ammunition. Authorities charged 38-year-old Janine John Taylor with possession of an unregistered short-barreled rifle. First Assistant U.S. Attorney Bill Asaley saying in a statement, quote, "While we are still investigating the motives of this individual, we are thankful he was apprehended before the president's visit." Federal officials say in the days before President Trump's golf fundraiser in Rancho Palos Verdes, Taylor visited twice. According to the L.A. County Sheriff's Department, federal agents noticed Taylor was surveilling security and taking photos and videos of the venue. On his second visit, federal agents say he told them that he worked for the State Department and was there for security detail. After officers detained Taylor, they say they found a loaded pistol, ammunition, an illegally modified AR-style rifle, body armor, radio signal devices, and multiple notebooks described as having concerning statements.
He was not known to the Secret Service, and it didn't seem at this point that he had raised any suspicions up with even local law enforcement.
FBI officials in Los Angeles saying in a statement that given the previous attempts on President Trump's life, there is, quote, no room for error.
The threat environment right now is higher than we've ever seen before. Part of that is because of the foreign actors, the rise in mental health cases, the use of social media and the internet that's never been used like this before.
If Taylor is found guilty of the firearm offense, it is a felony that carries a 10-year prison sentence. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Developing now, a fight in the nation's capital to protect children from harm on the internet. The Senate Commerce Committee today advancing the landmark Kids Online Safety Act. It seeks to impose regulations on online platforms to protect children. If it becomes law, companies would have to strictly control content for minors. It would also regulate how kids' data is collected and used to show them specific content. But the age verification bill failing to advance today due to not enough support from senators. It's another critical bill proposed to keep minors off of pornography websites. And also developing now, a Democratic Party powerhouse is placing their sight on a Republican district here in Nebraska. The DCCC says they have a strong fighting chance in Nebraska's 1st congressional district come November. That happens to be Representative Mike Flood's district. And the DCCC is confident they can turn it blue. Coming up at 5, we break down all of that for you. Find out what are the actual chances for that to happen in the general elections and what it means for the political future of our state. Well, at this hour, a local nonprofit is sounding the alarm. People's City Mission posting to social media today saying they are in desperate need of diapers and baby wipes for young families and babies in their shelter right now. They're accepting donations in person at their facility and online as they attempt to restock their supply of these items. There's a link to how you can help on our website at klkntv.com. And don't go anywhere. We have plenty more to come at 4:30, including backpack burdens. Why health professionals say the bag you buy could make or break. We'll tell you what you need to know when it comes to choosing the right fit for your student. And coming up all new at 5, Paper Moon Pastries Blues. The community is rallying behind one local bakery after making the devastating decision to cancel their annual fall festival. Find out why after the break. Well, as families check off their back-to-school shopping lists, health experts say there's one purchase you must get right. We're talking about the backpack. ABC's Melissa Adon spoke with the health professionals. She has the details on what parents should be looking out for when choosing kids' everyday bags.
With many schools doing away with lockers over security concerns, some students are now carrying all of their belongings in their backpacks. Starla Aguijo posted this video to TikTok of her teen daughter struggling to pick up her bag. Those overstuffed bags could be putting severe strain on their necks, shoulders, and back. While kids may be looking to make a fashion statement with their backpacks, pediatricians say a good fit is more important.
You want to make sure that the backpack is the right size, and if you can, pick one that might have a waist or chest strap and that has padded shoulder pads, because guess what? Their back will thank you, even if it isn't the right comic, graphic, or color.
And once that bag is filled,
a general rule to follow is you don't want it to be heavier than about 15 to 20% of a child's weight. And when loading the backpack, if there's a heavy item, such as an instrument or a heavy book, start with that and load that against your child's back. If there are other pockets and compartments, make sure you use all of them to distribute the weight evenly.
If a child is physically straining to lift the backpack or leaning forward while carrying it, it's probably too heavy. And if it falls below their lower back, it's either too big or the straps might be too loose.
Make sure your child is practicing good form with that backpack. Make sure it's snug, it's against their back, and they're using both straps. And for any parents who may have a child with an underlying medical condition, such as a musculoskeletal condition, there are different types of backpacks, even wheelie-rolly backpacks that might be a better and safer option.
Pediatricians say all parents should pay close attention to complaints about aches or pains, or if their children just don't look comfortable when wearing their backpack. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Los Angeles.
And just today, Lincoln Police releasing a timely report on speeding around school zones in the city. As students are preparing to walk through those doors again, LPD says they're keeping a close eye on areas. They're reminding drivers to slow down around school zones. Coming up at 5, find out how many citations they've issued recently for violations and why they say August is a critical period. And later tonight, we're opening the next chapter in our Back to School series to help prepare your family for the big day. Coming up in our 6 o'clock newscast, find out how the school district in Waverly is, what the school district in Waverly is doing to address a burning problem of staff shortages impacting schools all over the country. Why they say they're using an all hands on deck approach to close a significant educator gap. Well, right now, the number of cases of cyclosporiasis across the country have now topped 20,000. And now Chipotle is removing a menu item for salmonella concerns. ABC's Yuri Benajoud has more.
The record-breaking number of parasite infections is growing, reaching nearly every state in the U.S. More than 22,000 cases of cyclosporiasis now reported in 47 states, according to the latest CDC figures. The FDA has linked many of those cases in certain states to iceberg lettuce served at some Taco Bell restaurants. The supplier of the ingredient, Taylor Farms, issued a voluntary recall of all their lettuce products supplied from central Mexico. Health officials are hopeful that with the contaminated products now removed from the food supply, the number of new cases will start to come down. But they continue to investigate for any other potential sources that also may be causing illnesses. In North Carolina, health officials say that many sick people reported eating parsley and cilantro. Meanwhile, Chipotle now saying they have removed jalapenos from some of their restaurants in certain states after the ingredient was believed to be linked to a salmonella outbreak. The Minnesota Health Department saying they're investigating more than 110 cases in their state tied to the outbreak. Health officials say that if you are severely ill for more than a few days, talk to your doctor about testing and treatment options. Yuri Benajoud, ABC News, New York.
Well, let's turn things over to Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins for your full forecast at 4:30. Rusty?
Interesting day today. We have temperatures that were almost fall-like. We had some solid thunderstorms roll through this morning. Now we're starting to see the sun trying to peek through, which may warm us up a little bit. But on our 27th and Yankee Hill Road Honda of Lincoln Cam, just kind of a gray, not terrible day, just one of those days. 74 degrees. Plenty of cloud cover. Dew point 66 degrees, so it's just a little muggy. I mean, if it was 90 and 66 on that dew point. Then you feel it a lot more, but middle 70s, sure. Temperatures slowly but surely fall back into the lower 60s, so almost another chill in the air. And the wind, almost non-existent as we head past midnight. Sunshine for the northern half of the state, cloud cover for the southern half. Lincoln trying to get some sun in here, but notice this just keeps continuing over and over and over again. So some heavy rain for far southeastern Nebraska. And that should eventually go by the wayside. ABC Seamless 48th and Cornhusker Highway. This isn't done yet. I'm just kidding. You can tell it's still got a long ways to go. I'm usually looking at this at night, and you can see they still have to pour pavement, concrete, all the way over there. So long way to go. That's right. Still entertaining. One of my favorite camera to watch lately. Precipitation. How about this? And these are some kind of cool numbers. Look at this, 19.99 total for the year so far in Lincoln. And normal's 18.88. So 1.11 above average. What are the odds that we see these numbers on this day? Pretty low, I'm sure. Temperatures over the last 24 hours. Look at that stability. Well, we were almost at 70, and then we were just hovering in the middle and lower 60s all the way until we got back into the 70s. Earlier this afternoon. That does not happen in August very often. That's a neat thing to see. Temperatures falling into the lower 60s as we head towards 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock tomorrow morning. Right now, 60s and 70s, 180 in Chadron to 85. Most of us, though, in the 70s, which is strange for early August. Early tomorrow morning, I think we'll be in the 50s and lower 60s once again, and high temperatures in the lower 80s. So we start to warm back up tomorrow. I'll show you how warm in just a couple of minutes.
All right, thank you so much, Rusty. Trending now, Nebraska coming in a high spot when it comes to the best states for pets.
Hey everyone, Meg West here. Turns out the capital city is rather furry friendly. A Wallet Hub study found that Lincoln ranks as the 28th most pet-friendly city in the nation, while Omaha comes in at 40th. The study looked at factors like pet budget, health and wellness, and outdoor friendliness. The top city, well, that happens to be Scottsdale, Arizona, while New York City came in last at 100th.
And when we come back this 4:30, we're looking at slumping sales for electric vehicles, why the EV market is seeing a sharp reduction in buyers despite the rising gas prices, and what sellers are doing to entice you to purchase an electric vehicle. And coming up all new at 5, housing hassle, the heartfelt journey of a dog mom and her puppies, how they all safely found a home here in Nebraska after being abandoned out of state and facing a painful ordeal on the road. Stick with us. Well, new at 4:30, high gas prices hurting the wallets of so many for a majority of this year. But the pain at the pump isn't enough to convince consumers to switch to an electric model. EV car sales in the U.S. are down. Jen Sullivan looks at why sales are slowed and what automakers are doing to entice buyers.
Electric car sales appear to be in a slump.
There were smoking deals out there. They're not as good as they used to be.
Ivan Drury with Edmund says one reason buyers are turning away is the lack of incentives to buy EVs. Buyers used to get a $7,500 tax credit for buying electric vehicles, but the Trump administration halted those financial incentives last October. Another issue, the cost. The average transaction price for an EV is around $57,000, according to Edmunds. That's about $10,000 more than the rest of the industry. And while people are still buying EVs, Drury says they're not for everyone.
There are many people that will still find it very inconvenient.
In the last 5 years, charging infrastructure has boomed in the U.S., but Drury says there are still pockets of the country where more charging stations are needed.
Charging infrastructure gets better, battery technology is getting better, charging technology is better. Like literally every aspect of ownership is getting better.
It's not all bad news when it comes to EVs.
EVs are still some of the best deals, especially when you look at like leasing one of these.
Drury says EVs hold 40 to 50% of their value. And right now, many automakers are motivated to sell.
So many of them are still discounted or sitting on dealers' lots.
Drury says if you are considering switching to an electric car, he recommends leasing it instead of buying so you can see if it fits your lifestyle. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Happening tonight, a community information session on Ashland's latest project. Starting at 6 o'clock, the Ashland Community Development Corporation is inviting the public to join them at the school auditorium for project updates on their wellness and aquatic center. The project was proposed after the need for a new community center. They are currently in phase 3, which is the design phase. The facility is set to include courts and turf, a pool, a track, a fitness center, and an education space. Well, let's get one final look at the forecast this 4:30. Rusty, take it away.
Temperatures much cooler today than they should be, and we will feel those temperatures cool all the way down into the 50s and lower 60s by early tomorrow morning. Now, we do warm back up tomorrow. I think the 80s come back for most of us, upper 80s, lower 90s, maybe even some upper 90s, especially further west. But for us, still below average. We should be in the upper 80s this time of year. We'll get there on Friday. Might even get into the 90s in some spots by Friday afternoon, and then as we head into the early evening hours, things will try to cool back down. But I think the highs around 90 starting tomorrow, a pretty good bet. Stormcast, not much, a little patchy fog early Thursday morning. That may linger a little bit. Then that is our next chance for severe weather. Really interesting too. Look at that right there. That will be an outflow boundary, but storms possible starting Thursday afternoon into the evening hours. Decent chance for some strong to severe storms out of this. It won't, I don't think it'll make it into eastern Nebraska, but the chance is there. More on that tonight at 5.
All right, thanks so much, Rusty. And that will do it for Channel 8 News at 4:30. Stick with us. Rod Fowler's coming up next.
The Jalapeno Popper Frenchie, creamy and crunchy in each delicious bite. Enjoy this bold new taste or the timeless original. Frenchies at Amigos King's Classic.
Let your voice be heard by sharing your photos and videos to the Now Local News app. Earn points and redeem them for gift cards. Scan the QR code to join.
Hey, buddy.
From Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 5.
Now at 5, setting the sights. Democrats add Nebraska's first congressional district to their Districts in Play list. Why they think a Democratic candidate could mean troubled waters for Mike Flood. Also tonight, curriculum correction.
After 3 years, faculty administrators are still, quote unquote, figuring it out.
How UNL is trying to account for the growing difficulty of keeping up with students' increasing usage of artificial intelligence. Also tonight, puppies rescued. Who is stepping up to take in 4 abandoned pups that 2 animal rescues would not claim responsibility for? And an only on 8 exclusive, Once in a Blue Moon.
We lost our house this year.
How an unforeseen, devastating blow to a family is leading to a Nebraska favorite festival cancellation. Only on 8 tonight, rallying behind a local bakery after having to make a tough decision. Paper Moon Pastries in Cortland announcing they're having to cancel this year's Once in a Blue Moon Festival due to a catastrophic loss with their home. The event usually brings together dozens of small businesses and hundreds from across the state. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Rod Fowler. The community is coming together now, offering their support. Channel 8's Emma Norwood joins us after talking with the owner. Emma?
Hey, good evening, Rod. Hundreds of comments, just like these ones, flooding in under that post from Paper Moon Pastries. Each person offering a solution, sending their condolences, and praising owner Lindsay Oling for prioritizing herself. Oling even being brought to tears today as she tells me this kind of response was completely unexpected.
The Once in a Blue Moon Fall Festival has quickly become Paper Moon Pastries' signature celebration, bringing hundreds, if not thousands, of people from across Nebraska all together. But this year, these streets in Cortland will be empty.
We lost our house this year, and we get sponsors that will fund our bands and some like radio ads or whatever I can delegate it to, but I fund through the bakery like everything and plan everything. My husband and I organize the vendors, and so, which we enjoy. It's just really hard to do when your brain is all over the place with trying to figure out how we're going to pay for our house.
The devastating decision to cancel did not come easily for owner Lindsay Oling, but after trying endlessly to find a solution, it's one that needed to be done in order to prioritize herself and her family.
It's a place where you can just come and get to know each other and hang out. So then having to be like, hey, this thing that I look forward to, and I know everybody else looks forward to, is no longer happening, and it's for a deeply personal reason, and I need people to know that we're struggling.
Instead of anger and disappointment from the community, words of encouragement wrapping their arms around Oling, something she tells me feels just like a Hallmark movie.
The message is no man is poor as long as he has friends. That's kind of how I feel. It's it's just overwhelming in a really great way. I never thought I'd be in this position, and it's really nice to know that there are people out there who care and understand.
Now, although downtown Cortland will not look like this, as packed as it was last year, Oling does say they will begin planning for next year's festival this November, and they're hoping it's bigger and better than ever. Reporting here in the studio, Emma Norwood, Channel 8 News.
I'm sure it will be. All right. Thank you, Emma. Developing now, the Democrats are adding a familiar district to their Districts in Play list. The list is meant to project Democratic confidence that they can compete in a solidly Republican territory come November. All of the districts you see here are ones that Trump easily won in 2024. The Democrats believe Nebraska's first congressional district is vulnerable to being turned blue. So what does this mean for Mike Flood and Nebraska voters? The group says the working class is not happy with Flood's record of raising costs from tariffs and attacking affordable health care. They think Democrat Chris Backemeyer has a chance to claim this district in November. The DCCC chair, Suzanne Delbean, says, quote, Mike Flood has made life too expensive for Nebraska's working families. This November, Nebraskans are going to fire Flood and elect a representative who's going to put them and their concerns over DC party bosses. We did reach out to Flood's office earlier this afternoon for a response to this. They have not yet responded. Let's get a look at your first forecast now on this Wednesday evening. Oh, you can hear the rain, a little thunder there. Citizen journalist Tanya sending this video into our Now Local News app. We saw the rain, the thunder combination for most of the morning, making for a pretty gloomy start to the day. And here's a live look from our tower cam. It has stayed cloudy, and it looks like it wants to rain some more. Is that the case, or are we done for now? Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins to learn more. Rusty?
Most of us done for now, but there are some showers and isolated thunderstorms in very far southeastern Nebraska. They've been lingering there for a while, too. You can see from Beatrice east, that's where those storms are moving into northwestern parts of Missouri. So 90% of the state, 95% of the state dry, but those storms just keep going over and over again in that area right there. So I think they'll eventually come to an end. But we've seen quite a bit of rainfall, especially last night, this morning, into the early afternoon. But look at that, almost 3 inches in Omaha, over an inch in Wahoo. Lincoln at about half an inch over the last 24 hours. And then that rain continuing in southeast Nebraska towards Falls City, almost a half an inch. Zooming out, you can see not everybody saw rain, so that's the unfortunate part. But still, some areas did see some very needed rainfall. Sunset tonight at 8:38, 74 degrees by 7 p.m., 68 degrees by 9 o'clock, and by 11 p.m. I think we'll see temperatures in the middle 60s with a very light northeast wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. 6th and Perkins, your Shones roofing cam, looking at, looks like some bugs flying around the camera. Dry out there right now, but again, storms just off to your east, 71 degrees. So we'll say it's sprinkling a little bit. Feels like 71 with the dew point at 66 degrees. There's another look at all that lightning that's continuing to make its way south and east. There are more chances for storms as we head through the next couple of days, and it's going to heat up. The forecast in a few minutes.
All right, thank you so much, Rusty. Breaking now, UNL comes up with an option when it comes to tickets selling out so fast. There will now be a lottery for Husker volleyball tickets, at least for some. UNL releasing this news not too long ago. Great news for the Husker fans that are either being priced out or couldn't get their tickets before everyone else. Our sports director, Will Charlton, joins us now with how Husker fans can give themselves a chance to watch the team. Will?
Yeah, Rod, some big news for Nebraska volleyball fans breaking today, as those who didn't think they'd get a chance to see the Huskers play live this fall might just be able to do so after all. The university releasing this new lottery system gives the fans the chance to purchase up to 2 tickets for one 2026 regular season home match. Each person can submit 1 application, and the opportunity to try and score some tickets will run through today till August 11th at 5 p.m. Per one of the associate communications directors at UNL, 300 extra tickets have been added for all home matches at the Devaney Center, allowing for more fans to be able to attend. While standard tickets for purchase at the Devaney Center are sold out, there are still tickets available for the home match against Creighton on September 16th and the red and white scrimmage on August 16th, per the Nebraska ticketing site. Both those take place at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Rod, back to you.
All right, I'm sure a lot of people are going to try their chance at the lottery there. All right, thank you so much, Will. UNL is preparing for students to get back to school and are planning to tackle an increasing issue. An Axios study shows a massive increase in college students using AI. Channel 8's Skylar Sears joins us here in the studio to break down this study and tell us how UNL is planning to regulate student usage of AI. Skylar?
Good evening, Rod. That Axios study is showing college students' usage of AI going up from just over 6% in 2023 to 29% this year. And UNL's Adrian Wazinski tells me that this growth is changing the way many courses are taught. As students prepare to fill these classrooms once again, so is a tool many are now bringing with them: artificial intelligence. A recent study shared to Axios found more college students are regularly using AI for their coursework, and more than 80% have used it for academic purposes. Many also say they see AI as an important job skill.
After 3 years, faculty administrators are still, quote unquote, figuring it out, right? And figuring out how to engage with it in the classroom and figuring out how to kind of set different kinds of boundaries.
Wisnicki says AI use varies by classroom and discipline. In his English courses, students tend to use AI less or in more controlled ways, while lower-level general education courses see more widespread use.
There is no way to teach in the way one taught, say, in 2022 or 2021, now in 2026, right? Because especially anything that's kind of not in the direct view of the instructor, meaning happening in the classroom, students can apply AI to it, right? Any kind of homework that can be assigned can be done with AI.
Wisnicki adds that's why he's changed how he teaches, using more in-class writing and discussion-based activities designed to promote critical thinking. As students return to campus, Wignicki says educators will continue adapting as AI becomes a part of college learning, while working to help students use the technology thoughtfully. Reporting in the studio, Skylar Sears, Channel 8 News.
All right, thank you, Skylar. And with thousands of new and returning students coming to UNL next week, the university has a plan for that crowd. Memorial Stadium will serve as the central check-in location for students participating in curbside move-in. They're doing this to provide students and families with a smooth, welcoming arrival before heading to their assigned residence halls. New tonight, Lincoln police are alerting all of us, I should say, to a common problem they usually see this month. This chart they released shows the number of speeding citations in school zones they've given out from 2021 to now. August is the second busiest month for these kinds of citations at 26%. Police say with school starting up next week, it's good to pay extra attention to kids walking, biking, and being dropped off in these school zones. Well, stay with us. We have more heading your way after the break and a whole new batch of stories for our 6 o'clock newscast, including para-problem. Waverly Public Schools is facing a severe shortage of para-educators heading into the school year, how they're planning to tackle the issue. And coming up after the break, puppy problem solved. Who came to the rescue for these puppies that were abandoned on the Nebraska-Kansas border when no animal rescue would take them in? Find out when we come back. New tonight, the group called the Good Life Rescue steps up in a time of dangerous confusion. They say these 4 puppies right here and their mother were dumped along the Kansas and Nebraska border. They say neither county's rescue would help them, claiming the dogs were outside of their jurisdictions. Well, Good Life Rescue stepped in to help. One of their transport partners got the dogs to safety until a rescue could step in. Now they say the puppies are in their hands and are happily eating kibble on their own. The next step is to find loving homes for all of these dogs so they can have the best futures possible. Aren't they cute? Right now, a bill of widespread concern for parents moves closer to possibly getting passed in the Senate. A Senate panel advanced the landmark Kids Online Safety Act today. It's aimed at shielding minors from online harms, but it faces a legislative clash with the House over key accountability measures. Also today, there were not enough members in attendance to pass an age verification bill that would help keep minors off pornography websites. It would have required these sites to use age verification technology to block minors. No word on where that bill goes from here. New tonight, Nebraska is joining President Trump's Freedom Haulers initiative. It will replace immigrant truck drivers with American war veterans. It's something that Governor Jim Pillen says he wholeheartedly supports. In a statement about it today, he says, quote, "Our veterans have already earned valuable skills through their military service, and programs like Freedom Haulers ensure those skills translate directly into civilian careers instead of creating unnecessary barriers."
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
Rainfall totals over the last 48 hours, so the last 2 days, really from central parts of western Nebraska, but central and eastern Nebraska seeing the most, almost 3/4 of an inch in Lincoln, and some spots saw a little more than that. But look at this, from Lincoln all the way into southern Iowa, lots and lots of rain. Almost 3 inches in Omaha, and the Reds, you're getting 2, 3, 4 inches of rainfall here. Up here in north central and northeast Nebraska, not bad, 1 to 2 inches in some spots, 7100s in O'Neill. Now the last 24 hours, this is when all of that rain fell from Omaha east, about a ½ an inch in Lincoln, and really over the last 24 hours, not a whole lot for the western and northern parts of Nebraska, but 1/4 of an inch here, ½ an inch there, or a lot of rain there. So we'll take what we can get. And because of that rainfall, ground's a little saturated. That may give us a little patchy fog early tomorrow morning. More on that in a second. Barry Lockham looking towards downtown Lincoln. Still a very cloudy day. A peak of sunshine every now and then. Just enough to go, oh, there it goes. You know, it's like that fast. Just a peak of sunshine. 75 in Lincoln right now, 71 in Beatrice. There's some 80s, but you got to go all the way over to Valentine, Chadron, and Scotts Bluff. Everybody else, though, in this, this is a fall feel to the day today. It's, I said something on my Facebook page. I said it's a pumpkin spice feel to it. Oh, were people upset? 24-hour temperature change, much warmer than it was yesterday. That's because yesterday we cooled off and cooled off fast. Still a little colder down here, but we have warmed up since the chillier day yesterday. 75 in Lincoln, 71 in Beatrice, still in the 60s in Hebron. So a chilly one out there, and I don't want to say chilly. It's the middle 70s, but we should be closer to 90 this time of year. So cooler than average temperatures, dew points in the 60s, so a little muggy feel, but an easterly wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Lingering storms continuing right just east of Beatrice, south of Nebraska City and Johnston and Nemaha counties, even lingering into Richardson, and that's all moving to the east. It keeps coming back, though. I mean, these storms just keep forming right over northern Gage County and then hightail it east. That's exactly what the storms were doing last night from Lincoln east. Lots of sunshine to the north, clouds to the south. We may see a little patchy fog, like I said, right there. This is by 5, and when I say patchy, it might not be patchy. It might be everywhere because of all the moisture we've had. But eastern, south central, and southwest Nebraska, that fog, and then it goes away. As soon as it warms up just enough, that fog will dissipate very quickly. And then here comes a little funnel boundary. Won't amount to much. Watch what it does. Just one isolated cell by 7, 8 o'clock Thursday night will not affect central or eastern Nebraska and then dissipates very quickly. But because of that, Storm Prediction Center said, keep an eye on it. There's a level 1 marginal risk for that area. Speaking of the fog, I want to show the visibility here real quick. Less than ½ a mile for many spots early Thursday morning. Temperatures in the 50s in some spots early tomorrow morning to around 60 degrees. High temperatures, lower 80s. Warmer than today, but not as warm as we should be. We should be closer to 90, but fear not, those are coming back. Look at that, 90 to 91, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Just small chances for storms here, just a spot shower storm every now and then. The better chance comes here when a cold front comes through and knocks our temperatures back into the 80s. Storms will be possible on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Thank you, Rusty. New tonight, the U.S. Department of Agriculture is planning a meeting for the producers of Nebraska. It's part of their data modernization listening sessions. They're going to be holding these across the portion of the U.S. that you see here. The session will be at the Nebraska State Fair here in our state. The department wants to hear directly from producers as they prepare to improve ag data collection. We'll let you know what day of the fair this session will take place. Also tonight, the People's City Mission is asking for your help. The group says it is in desperate need of diapers and baby wipes. They're accepting donations in person at their facility and online as they attempt to restock their supplies of these items. We posted a link for how you can help on our website, KOCANTV.com. Well, don't go anywhere. We have more for you after the break and a whole lot more at 6 o'clock, including 2 hours free. The reason behind the City of Lincoln's offer and what they're asking for before they actually give it to you. Find out what this is all about coming up at 6 o'clock. We'll be right back. County Sheriff's Office making a pit stop. Check it out. Deputy Howe and his canine Fritz took a break from their duties to visit a neighborhood lemonade stand, meeting the hardworking crew behind the stand and enjoying a bit of community hospitality. They say the lemonade was great. And the girls made sure Fritz received plenty of attention. I'm sure they did. Oh, I'd love to see those pictures. You know, I grew up on a farm, Rusty, and you know, being on a gravel road, I didn't have a lemonade stand because maybe you'd see one car every half hour. I'm not going to bake in the sun to make 50 cents an hour or whatever.
Yeah.
What about you? Do you have a lemonade stand?
Not lemonade. I think I did Kool-Aid. It reminds me of that commercial, though, where iced tea's sitting there next to a lemonade stand and people are walking by going, is that iced tea? He goes, it's lemonade. Read the sign. Laugh every time I think of a lemonade stand. Anyway, not really lemonade weather today, but we'll get back to that. We are going to see these temperatures really warm up as we head towards the weekend. But today, temperatures in the 70s, very cool out there. Lots of rainfall this morning, a little bit lingering out there right now in southeastern Nebraska. Notice that cluster of storms between Nebraska City and Humboldt. That's all moving to the east and making its way, well, that one storm is just right in Nemaha County. So one or two bolts of lightning still possible, but I think that should be just about it. We have sunny skies for the northern half of the state, cloudy skies for the southern half. Temperature-wise, much warmer out west, everybody else in the 70s. So it is way below average. We should be closer to 90 this time of year. As we head through tonight, some fog really starts to pick up as we get into 6 a.m. That will dissipate right there. About 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, it should be just about gone. Then another chance for storm starts to move into north central Nebraska, northwest Nebraska around 6 to 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. Could see some severe weather out of that. Early morning temperatures tomorrow, 60s, highs in the lower 80s.
Too bad. All right. Thank you very much, Rusty, and thank you for joining us. World News is coming up next. We'll see you right back here at 6 o'clock.
The Jalapeno Popper Frenchie, creamy and crunchy in each delicious bite. Enjoy this bold new taste or the timeless original, Frenchies at Amigos King's Classic.
Let your voice be heard by sharing your photos and videos to the Now Local News app. Earn points and redeem them for gift cards. Scan the QR code to join.